Welcome to the first video in the Noobs to Poweruser series, where we're going to take you from I know how to use a computer to I really know what's going on my computer. And in this first video, we're going to talk about files. Files are really the basic units of work on your computer. They are how you get things done. And if you've primarily used Google Drive or Chromebooks and things like that, you might not have interacted very much with the file system on your computer, with the files on your computer. So in this video, I'm going to give you a basic introduction to how files work and where they go so that you can be a more effective user of files on your computer. So let's take a look at what it looks like on Windows. Right here, I have a brand new computer, fresh, clean, ready to go. And I'm going to open up the File Explorer by clicking this little folder down on the taskbar. If you don't have that folder, that's okay. You can open up the File Explorer by clicking the Windows icon at the bottom of the screen and just typing File. And once you type File, you'll see File Explorer there in the list, and you can press Enter to select it or click on it and open that up. It'll open up your File Explorer for you. Now, what do we have here in the File Explorer? Up at the top, we have our Quick Access menu. These are shortcuts to specific folders. Windows picks some for you by default, but the nice thing is you can choose what's there. You can choose what shows up in your Quick Access. And all Quick Access is an easier way to find folders that you're going to use a lot. Removing something from Quick Access doesn't remove it from your computer. It just hides that shortcut from that little menu. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to remove music. I'm going to right-click on music and unpin from Quick Access is there in the menu. I'm going to select that. You'll notice it removed it from the top here. It also removed it from the little sidebar. The sidebar is a nice way to get to the folders that you want. It's very convenient because it's almost always visible unless you've chosen to hide it away. Now let's say we made a mistake. I want to add music back because for some reason I decided I want to see that folder again. Where do we find it? Remember, removing it from Quick Access did not remove it from the computer. It just removed that shortcut. So where are we going to find it? One way is to use the search box. Up at the top, I'm going to type music and hit enter. And look, I have music. And it looks like there's a few folders called music on this computer. How do I know which one I want? Well, in this case, this one has a cool icon. The other ones don't. This was the cool icon that we saw before. So we can probably assume it's this one. But if there's not a cool icon to find you what you are looking for, there's a little bit more information here on the screen, right here in this column. This is the file path. This is the path to the directory that you are looking for. Now, what is a file path? What does that mean? Your computer has to keep track of every file and where it's located. All files are stored on some kind of drive. You know about drives if you've used a flash drive, but your computer also has some sort of drive built in, usually a solid-state drive these days. It could be a hard disk or even a CD drive, although those are becoming less and less common. The file system on your computer basically keeps a huge list of the locations that tell it where everything goes. That is the file system. It's kind of like contacts on your phone, or if you're really old, a phone book. For each file, it tracks the location of that file. So it has a list of all the files and where those should be located. You can organize that list by creating folders to separate different files. And what we're looking at here is the folders and folders within folders that specify the location of this music directory. On Windows, each drive, remember that's the physical place where things are stored, is given a letter for its name. For historical reasons we're not going to talk about yet, the main drive on your computer is usually labeled C, C:\\, and it's often called the C drive. Most of the time that's the only drive you're going to have, but some computers have more than one physical drive connected to them. So let's look again at the path for our music folder. Notice the full path for mine is C:\users\Ryan. Yours probably isn't going to be Ryan unless that's also your name. But yours will probably be C:\users\your name or the username of your computer. So what we see here is inside the C drive, the physical C drive, there's a folder called users. And inside of that folder is one called Ryan, and inside of that folder is where we should find our music folder. So let's take a look at where that is. We're going to find that by looking at that C drive. We're going to start by clicking in the sidebar on this PC. And you'll notice my computer here has 2 drives. Yours might have more, it might have less, depending on what you currently have connected to your computer. So mine has the C drive, the D drive for a DVD drive, and that's it. So this C drive is called the root directory of the drive. So if we double click on that, that's going to open up what is the root directory. So these are the folders that are basically the top level of the hierarchy. If you remember folders within folders within folders, these are the top level folders. And some other time we might look at what these other folders are, but we want to look currently at the users folder, because remember that's where our music is. So we're going to double click the users folder and open and see we have a folder called public and a folder called Ryan. Mine is inside the Ryan folder. Now we can open that up and see, and if we look up here at the top, we can see that we are inside the C drive, users, Ryan. And if I click up here at the top, I can see that full path exactly as we had it written out before. And there, right there where we expected it, is our music folder. We're going to add it back to the quick access list by right-clicking and pin to quick access. Now our music folder shows back up on the sidebar. If we went back to that main screen, you would see music right where it belongs. So now we're going to navigate to probably the most commonly used directory on your computer, the main users documents directory. So I'm going to open that up, and inside, again, we can look at the full path, C:\users, Ryan, documents. And the backslash is how you separate parts of a path on Windows. On Linux or Mac OS and most other operating systems, you're going to use a /. You can watch a separate video on what this looks like in Mac OS if you want to. You'll see /s there. On Windows, most frequently, we're going to see a backslash to separate those parts of the path. So my documents folder is completely empty. Yours probably isn't. Mine is, because this is a brand new computer that I set up just to walk through these demos. Yours is going to have a whole bunch of extra stuff in it. So now that we know where that documents directory is, let's say we want to create a new directory. And you know what? I don't want to put it in the documents directory because it's so full of other stuff and sometimes it's hard to find what I'm looking for. So I am going to put that extra folder, this new folder that I'm going to create, just right inside that users Ryan directory. Technically, I can make a folder anywhere I want on the computer and put it anywhere that I want to put it. I could put it right here, and if I click on C drive here, it's going to take me back to the C drive, and I could put it right here. I could right click, say new folder, and make a new folder. I'm going to call it code. I could do that. That's not usually what you do. It's not a best practice, so we're going to avoid putting things in the root of the C drive unless we really know that's where it should go. Most things are going to go inside of your users directory. So I'm going to use the back arrow here in File Explorer to go back to where I just was, which is inside C/users /Ryan. And I'm going to make that new folder, and I'm going to call it code, and I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to add code to my quick access menu so that later when I want to go back and look for my code, I don't have to navigate through the directories to find this place. I can just click right here on the sidebar, and here I am inside there. I can always click up here and see the full path if I want to. So inside of this brand new empty folder we created, we're going to make a new text document. I'm going to call it hello, and we'll open up hello and type hello. I can never type hello world correctly the first time. We're going to type hello world. We can save it. We can close it. And now we have our nice little file right there inside of our code directory. It's not code yet, but maybe we'll make it code in the next video. And that's going to be it for your basic introduction to the File Explorer. There's a lot more to learn, and we're going to cover a lot more in other videos. But this gets you at least the fundamentals of your file system structure so that you maybe have a little bit less chance of losing your files and you understand what the C drive is, what that directory structure looks like, so you know where your stuff is located. See you next time.